Bree here, and I've had a rough week, so today we're going to be working on some self-care together. Let's get to it. If you weren't aware, I have ADHD, and one of the things that ADHD brains struggle with is dopamine. Dopamine is the feel-good hormone. It is positive stimulation of the brain, which helps with motivation and focus. For those of us with ADHD, we tend to have lower levels of dopamine than the average person, so we tend to search out quick and easy sources of it. This can lead to things like doom scrolling, binge eating, or other unhealthier coping mechanisms. This is where a dopamine menu comes in. It gives us a list of healthy, dopamine-stimulating activities that we can turn to get us our fix. And this doesn't just have to be for people with ADHD. Even neurotypicals can use this tool to practice good self-care. So today, I'm going to be making myself a dopamine menu, and I encourage you to follow along and make one for yourself if you want. I'm going to be making this in Canva because that way I can dress it up to look nice, and that will make me more likely to actually use it. So I found this template of just like a basic menu that I think has potential for me to be able to dress up and make look how I want it. This is not going to be the color scheme I'm sticking with. This is way too plain. Okay, so we are starting with appetizers. And these are activities that can be done in like 5 to 10 minutes and sprinkled throughout the day without causing any major disruption. So let's first off get rid of the prices on all of these because I guess I could put like estimated time. I'm keeping prices to put estimated time. I have not seen that on dopamine menus before, but I like it. I think it'll be good for my brain. Okay, so appetizers can be things like petting fur babies. Yeah. Because that gives me dopamine, doesn't it? That is their job. That is how they pay their rent, is by providing me with dopamine. Let's do 2 minutes. Served with pesto sauce. I thought that was really funny for some reason. Okay, another thing would be like grabbing a quick snack. I'll put 5 minutes for that. Blasting some music and singing along or dancing a little bit. So song/dance. There we go. Ooh, splashing some cold water on my face. Cold water really helps me with dopamine. Does it help anyone? Does cold water really help anyone else with the dopamine? Because it's great. I hate it, but it's great. Okay, another thing is I've always had therapists telling me I need to journal. It's good for you, blah, blah, blah. I have so much trouble sitting down and journaling. It's just not something that comes naturally to me at all. So I think a good idea to put on here would be a brain dump, where just like for 5 minutes I dump out my thoughts. So that way it doesn't feel as intimidating as journaling. And we'll put that for 10 minutes. Then I think we could do one more. I think messaging a friend, because I don't do that enough. I'm really bad about remembering to keep in touch with people. I'm that person. And it's something I really want to work on. The time depends on if they message back. But yeah, let's say 10 minutes. Okay, move that up. So now we can move on to Entrees. And these are bigger activities that can take over an hour. Think of like a hobby that you enjoy doing at the end of the day. So one thing that I've started doing lately is drawing on my tablets. I enjoy doing that. So that's something. I mean, let's do 1 hour. And if I feel like doing more, I can do more. But I think putting it at a smaller chunk of time, it will be less intimidating and more likely for me to do it. Another great thing would be going for a walk. One of my normal go-to hobbies is writing. I'll put it on here, but it's honestly something I don't really struggle with doing a lot of, because it's what I spend most of my free time doing. Again, I'm just gonna say 1 hour, even though I will inevitably end up writing for longer than that, I'm sure. Ooh, video games. That's a good one that I don't, for The Sims, I play a lot of The Sims, is what I've mostly been playing lately. Other video games I don't think about, even though I do enjoy other video games. Again, I'm doing 1 hour because entrees can be like a couple hours, but I think putting it 1 hour will make it easier to slot in somewhere. So if I look at something, I'm like, oh, this takes 2 hours to do, I don't know that I want to get started on that. Even if I do end up doing it for 2 hours, it will be less intimidating. Oh, and I love taking baths. That is a good thing. There's also just reading. I mostly just read before going to bed. That's my kind of wind down activity so that I'm not looking at a screen, because that's staring at a screen before going to bed does not help you to sleep. So it gets me away from the screen for like half an hour while I'm reading in bed, and I'm in bed, so my body, it gives the body the cues because it's a routine. But I can read in other times of the day. I forget that sometimes. Ooh, this is kind of on the same wavelength as bath, but a facial. That will not take me an hour. Let's do 30 minutes. If I do like multiple steps in the facial. I'm thinking I don't need this much space for everything I'm doing here. Okay, next up we have sides. And these are things that can be done alongside less enjoyable tasks to help keep you engaged. Like blasting music while you're cleaning the house. Ooh, time doesn't really work with these because it's background stuff. So yeah, there won't be prices with this. It looks weird without it though. I'll have cut this out, but I've just been sitting here staring at it for a couple minutes going, what can I put here? Because it's gonna bug me. I'm just gonna say 45 minutes because that's the amount of time that I normally allot to cleaning. Fidget toys is something that's can help me through stuff. Not cleaning the house, but there's other stuff that I could have a fidget in one hand while doing something if I have to like watch something that's educational or whatever, what have you. 20 minutes, sure. That's how good fidget toys are good for. Similar to music, but I could put on a podcast in the background. I also usually listen to a podcast while going for a walk. It's the only time I can listen to a podcast. I need to be doing something else. And I still probably won't catch everything in the podcast because I need a visual. Ooh, just doing activities alongside my cats can help. It's like body doubling with pets. Yeah, you help me do stuff. You help me do stuff. Hi there. Get back on your perch. I often do activities alongside a cat, don't I? Between you and your brother. Yeah. He's like, how dare you mention my brother? All your love must go to me. He loves his brother. He just doesn't like his brother getting attention. Because he thinks it should all go to him. Cat, as long as the cat cooperates and stays with me, I might take off the times here because it really doesn't make sense. Could put a video on in the background. Oh, I got this like red light therapy like wrap thing. I could put that on me. I mean, red light therapy is supposed to help with dopamine and stuff, I think. So could put that on while doing stuff. That's really all I can think of for sides. There's only so many things you can do while doing something else, especially when I'm not great at multitasking. So let's move on to desserts. And these are things that should be done in moderation, but can give you that quick fix when you need it. So this is where things like social media comes in, because you don't want to do that all the time and just doom scroll, but you can do it every once in a while. Like this should just be 20 minutes. On a similar note, app games. I just feel like app games are the junk food of video games. TV, just like binge watching a show or binge watching YouTube videos. I'm getting like a fun drink, like a boba or something. That's not something you want to do every day because that will add up, but it's good every once in a while. And like going shopping. Again, not something you want to do all the time because money. But it can be something fun to do on occasion. And now the last category is specials. These are things that require a little planning and aren't convenient for an everyday option, but can be a nice treat for yourself. So like a little weekend trip. I guess I'll just put 72 hours. Going out with friends. I'm like 4 hours. Ooh, getting a massage. I've not done that in a while. Going out to dinner. Nice little treat. Okay, so now it's time to dress this up. It's so cute. I don't like fidget spinner, so I don't really want that to be what I could do this. It's funny that this is what's coming up when I search phone. Like, still. I really figured it'd mostly be cell phones. The only one I'm not really happy with is the fidget toys still. This might just be better. Yeah, that's better. And now I have this space here. What happens if I just search dopamine? I like it. Okay, so here is my finished dopamine menu. I think it looks pretty awesome. What's on your dopamine menu? Let me know in the comments. See ya.